Yeah, this is some typical divisive politics, turmoil when you consider the state of the economy and so many other challenges that we're facing. This is just so unnecessary. Nope, the Tea Party movement is a beautiful movement full of diverse people who, for the most part, happen to oppose President Obama's skin tone that Tea Party Americans are racist. So to be called a racist, yeah, in order to keep people away from not only the movement, but keeping a wall built between what the message actually is and the president and his wife and the American public that is today receiving that message very well, that the Tea Party American, that movement is racist.
Prostitute themselves and say what they believe a voter wants to hear at that time in order to get elected.
That is why I think you're on the most admired list, because some people find you to be that. Who's your favorite founder?
Well, all of them, because they came collectively together with so much
Bullcrap.
diverse,
Who's your favorite?
so much diverse opinion and so much diversity in terms of belief, but collectively they came together to form this union. No, and they were led by, of course, George Washington. So they're doing it for the people. That was George Washington.
He's my favorite for that reason as well.
If a 15-year-old is raped by her father, you believe it should be illegal for her to get an abortion. Why?
I am pro-life, and I'm unapologetic about my position there. I am pro-life, and I want fewer and fewer abortions in this country.
But ideally, you think it should be illegal for a girl who is raped or the victim of incest to get an abortion?
I'm saying that personal life, despite horrific circumstances that this person would find themselves in, absolutely not. That's nothing that I would ever support. Life starts at the moment of conception, and I would like
you
to
don't
see,
believe in the morning
I would like
after
to see
pill?
fewer and fewer abortions in this world. And again, I haven't spoken with anyone who disagrees with my position on that.
I'm sorry, I just want to ask you again, do you condone or condemn the morning after pill?
Personally, and this isn't a McCain-Palin policy,
no, that's okay. I'm just asking you.
But personally, I would not choose to participate in advice. That's sick.
It is unacceptable. They could repudiate
And seek a limelight and seek power.
As part of a nasty family scandal that's come to be called Troopergate. The trooper in Troopergate is the ex-husband of the governor's sister, Mike Wooten. The allegation against the governor, which she denies, is that she wanted Wooten fired and pushed the public safety commissioner to do it.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you should never use your public office to settle a private school.
The case broke into the open when the trooper's boss, Walter Monaghan, the Alaska Public Safety Commissioner, was fired by the governor.
No, absolutely not. No, I've never.
In a telephone interview with ABC News Today, Monaghan says he was dismissed because he refused to fire the governor's brother-in-law trooper. Monaghan says he believes the governor has not told the truth.
I believe I was fired because of primarily the reason of her former brother-in-law. I think that my unwillingness to take special action against her former brother-in-law was not well received. I think there are some questions now that come into light about how transparent and how honest she wants to be.
It has absolutely nothing to do with replacing the commissioner as we're trying to move forward with more energy in a new department. Trooper Wooten's issues have nothing to do with Walt Monaghan.
The Palins can't figure out why nothing's going on. And here's the problem that's going to happen is that there is a possibility, because Wooten is an ex-husband of the governor's sister, and that there's, a custody situation, there is a strong possibility that the governor herself may get subpoenaed to talk about all this stuff on the stand over the next coming months, which would be...
That's not good.
It would be ugly.
Right.
I mean, and I don't think anybody wants that, but, Todd and Sarah are scratching their heads, why on earth hasn't... why is this guy still representing the department?
And then later, a more direct reference to the commissioner, Walt Monaghan.
And I'm telling you, honestly, I mean, she, you know, she really likes Walt a lot, but on this issue, she feels like she doesn't know why there's absolutely no action for a year on this issue. It's very, very troubling to her and the family.
And it seemed to be he just inquiring, I think, kind of process, what do you do if there are complaints against a trooper? And though you will hear on the CD, that it does sound like he's calling on behalf of the governor, on Sarah. He refers to me as Sarah. He's asking on behalf of me.
And that the Palins are upset, the Palins are confused, the Palins don't understand why. I believe evidence out there that's going to be damaging to the governor's position.
As for the fired public safety commissioner, Monaghan, he says he is disappointed in a woman for whom he once had high regard.
Those are corrupt bastards.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.
And frustrated, I guess, that, yeah, Trig was really my son. You know, that rumor persists today even. We're still receiving calls in our state press office regarding Trig and who is the real mother of this child. It's a sad state of affairs, very scary. Why people would choose to believe lies. What is it that drives someone to believe the worst? Or even trying to figure out, is it political? Is it sexism? Continue to spread things that are not true in terms of gossip, lies. Because when I heard Barack Obama state in one of his interviews on national television, you know, attack me, I'm the public official, come after me, I can handle it, and we'll duke it out, naively believing, oh, that must apply to all of us, right? But it didn't apply. But instead, continue to spread things that are not true. And I've asked some in the media, especially about my own pregnancy, having given birth to Trig 4 months prior, once the candidacy was announced there in August. Bristol and Levi, they're high school dropouts, and they're going to just look for government handouts to raise their child and stuff. And they haven't corrected it, and that gets frustrating. Hey, you're not the center of everybody's universe. Maybe that's why they didn't think to ask that question. The mama grizzly rises up in me.
I was just your average hockey mom. I love those hockey moms. You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
It's about how pathetic and clueless white American males have become.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
Because the kind of guy who thinks there are women out there who just cold want to see your cock is the same kind of guy who thinks Sarah Palin is swell and tax cuts pay for themselves.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
But for some reason, men persist. Why? And here's where we're getting to it. Because men have always been in charge, especially white men. He's owned the world for so long, he's going a little crazy now that he doesn't. Because for hundreds of years, white penises were America. White penises found America. They made the rules, and they called the shots in the workplace, in the home, and at the ballot box. But now the unthinkable is happening. White penises are becoming the minority. 2010 was the first year in which more minority babies were born than white babies. This is what conservatives are really upset about.
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
That the president is black, and the Secretary of State is a woman, and every shortstop is Latino, and every daytime talk show host is a lesbian.
That's sick.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.
And suddenly this country is way off track and needs some serious restoring. And that's where this crew comes in. The lovely MILFs of the new right. And their little secret is that their popularity comes exclusively from white men.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.
I was just your average hockey mom.
And my theory is that these women represent something those men miss dearly: the traditional idiot housewife. If an election between Obama and Sarah Palin were held today and only white men could vote, Sarah Palin would be president.
I was just your average hockey mom.
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
The rich white men got to vote.
That's sick.
That doesn't sound good to you? Well, what if I threw in a picture of my cock?
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
And if you think about it, is there any better metaphor for the sad state of America today than an over-the-hill white guy lazily masturbating in plastic shoes?
I was just your average hockey mom. I was just your average hockey mom. I love those hockey moms. I was just your average hockey mom.
Those who are impotent and limp and gutless.
And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit.